Well, good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. It's been slow weather the past few days, but hey, we won't complain about that after the snow and all the flooding rains we had last weekend. Especially, we could use a little bit of clear weather for a change. And hey, the warm-up's pretty nice too, isn't it? But unfortunately not going to last. We'll talk about that here in a second. I want to show you just real quick, radar is a clean sweep out there right now, and I expect that's going to stay pretty much a clean sweep until probably at least tomorrow night. We'll look at that in a second. But check out all the areas in green here are outlined still as flood warnings, and this is actually less. It's getting less each and every day, but you still see a good amount of flood warnings, and these are mainly river flood warnings. So these are for the larger rivers. Most of the small tributaries have gone down at this point, but things like the White River and maybe the Patoka River and some of the other larger rivers in the area are still experiencing some flooding conditions. So bear that in mind as you travel this weekend, and maybe some of the back roads may still be a little flooded over, so keep that in mind. But the good news is I don't expect a ton of rain this weekend, and what rain we do get looks like it's going to be fast moving. Let's take a look at future radar and just sort of talk about what we can expect. Looks like we're going to go up to a high temperature of near 50 tomorrow. We made it to 48 here in Huntingburg. With that extra warm-up will come a little bit of a price. We'll put the radar into motion here, and here we are into the overnight hours now. And you come through, looks like most of your Saturday morning should be free and clear. Here we are at noon and nothing in the area. The rain can find well to the south, but as we continue putting it into motion, here we are at 11 o'clock at night. Rain starting to move into southern Kentucky, and these light colors indicate very light shower activity could be pushing into our area. That corresponds to the lowest levels of reflectivity over here. But as we put this into motion a little bit more, you see that plume starts to come through us, and it looks like Kentucky will get hammered with the rain. Here in southwest Indiana, it doesn't look like it's a whole big rain event. It looks like this may largely skirt us by. Here we are Sunday at 4 a.m. Rain starts to move through the area, and it's largely gone by 10 a.m. And then it looks like we dry out. Here's 1 in the afternoon on Sunday. Notice that blue line over here, though. That's the 32-degree freezing line. And I want you to notice has that inches closer towards us during the afternoon as falling temperatures. Here's at 4 o'clock. Here we are by the time we reach about 7 o'clock at night. That 32 line is well past us. And you see a little bit of light precipitation potentially through the area. Could potentially be some snow flurries with this on the back side of the system. This doesn't look like any accumulation type of snow at this point. But, you know, if you're a snow lover, you might be able to see a few snow flurries. But unfortunately, that looks like that's going to be just about it with this. And then those are all gone before we head into the Monday commute. Now, with that being said, we do have a few chances for some snow shower type of events upcoming week, and of course it's going to be cold. We'll talk about temperatures here in a little bit, but certainly cold enough to support snow. The problem is it doesn't look like we have any major systems in the forecast for right now, although we do have a few snow shower potentials. Here we are coming on Sunday, and then you can see this is, by the way, this is precipitation type from the GFS model. So the green indicates your rain and the blues indicate your snow. You see that rain moving in on Sunday with this as well, and it's largely gone. You see a few snow flurries by the time Sunday evening hits here at 7 p.m. Still potentially a few snow flurries on the back side of the system, but that's pretty quickly gone. Then high pressure starts to take control for Monday, and then you go into Tuesday. You notice you've got a little clipper system moving to our north, and again, here we come on Wednesday, another clipper system moving to our north. Finally, by the time you get into Thursday, you see some potentially some snow moving into the area, and this looks like a very light type of setup right now with the GFS. This would well, honestly, right now it looks like maybe a dusting to an inch at most in parts, and it looks like the inch stays more north of us. This doesn't really look like a big event for us by any means, but we'll keep an eye on it. And then beyond that, you have another system that's progged to move in here on next weekend, a week from tomorrow, on Saturday, the 4th of January, and that could bring us a little bit of additional accumulation as well. Well, that's what the GFS is saying. Let's go ahead and take a look at the European model as well. And I don't have the precipitation type graphics for it because the Euro model just doesn't have access to that like our American GFS does. But I can show you this, and remember the first blue line on this is the rain-snow changeover line. So we put this into motion, and here you've got the system that comes through on Sunday. And actually, what I want you to notice is that most of the precipitation with the Euro model really stays quite a bit south of us and doesn't stretch much into us at all. So the Euro is not very aggressive at all whenever it comes to precipitation chances on Sunday. And so I'll go with a sort of a mix in between the two for my forecast. And certainly I don't think everybody will see rain on Sunday. And you see that system coming in on Sunday as well. Could potentially bring some light snow showers on the back side of the system with this as well. But again, the Euro is not very aggressive with this either. Here's a Clipper system, again, moving to our north on Tuesday. Doesn't look like it'll affect us. By Wednesday, Tuesday night over into Wednesday morning, here's another little system that, as you notice, we see some light gray just barely graze by the area. So it's possible on Wednesday, according to this particular model, we may see a little bit of snow shower activity, but certainly this is nothing too extreme. And then, of course, as you put this into motion a little bit more, you notice by and large we dry out until you hit Sunday, January the 5th. You remember it was the 4th on that Saturday on the GFS model. It delays it by a day on the latest European run. But you notice this looks fairly healthy. And again, the 540 line is right here, and that's the rain-snow changeover line. So by the time this comes through it, this would be an all-snow scenario. It looks like heavy accumulating snows maybe for northern Indiana and up here into Michigan. Down here for southern Indiana right now, again, at this particular point in time, it doesn't look like a huge event for us. So, but certainly it's one that we'll keep in mind. That is, a week and 2 days away. So the models have time to develop this and see out. It's a little bit far at this point to really see with much detailed accuracy what's going on. But right now it does look like we'll have a system that will move through sometime next weekend, Saturday or Sunday, that could bring us a chance for some snow showers at least with us. We'll see where that develops. Again, too early to talk about potential snow accumulations with any degree of accuracy at this point. I can tell you, though, that the Euro model, as of right now, what I'm showing you has its way, it would be less than an inch. So, snow lovers, I'm sorry, but unfortunately, it just doesn't look like we have a whole lot going in our favor in the forecast. And then, of course, that quickly moves out, and that's it. That's the end of the Euro model. You have another little interesting feature that may move down into our neck of the woods as well. So again, it looks like it's a very active period as far as the potential for some snow showers and snow flurries, but it doesn't look like we have anything big on our radar screen right now to watch. And the most impressive one does look like next weekend's storm, and we'll just have to see how that develops. The big story by far will be the temperatures as we go throughout this. So let's show you what the Euro model does for our temperatures. Here we are on Saturday morning. Tomorrow morning when we wake up, it takes us down to about 29 for a low, and then warms us up into the 40s on Saturday. On Sunday, again, we warm up into the upper 30s to upper 30s at the start of the day to even by 47 according to this on Sunday afternoon. That's a little optimistic, I think. I don't think it's going to get up that far, but it quickly, as that cold front moves through, pummels us back to 32 already by 7 p.m. at night. Again, the potential of some snow showers with this, but nothing too aggressive. By the time we hit Monday morning at 7 a.m., notice it brings us down to 19 degrees. So we're headed back into the deep freeze, and unfortunately it doesn't look like we warm up a whole lot past that. About 24 for a high on Monday according to this particular model, and then by the time you wake up on Tuesday, you see that the temperatures really just don't go very far. Nearly steady temperatures in the low to mid 20s. Wednesday morning, on Wednesday during the afternoon, we warm up, according to this at least, not very far. To 29 is about, hold on, here we go. 32 on Wednesday is about all it takes us up to. And then another reinforcing shot of cold air moves in, and you see down to the mid-teens, even to low teens the further north you go by Thursday morning. So certainly a reinforcing shot of cold air, and you can see we even continue to get down a little bit lower from that as well. So That's what the Euro says as far as temperature-wise. If we take a look at the GFS model, just to give you a little bit of a visual here, and you can see that certainly it takes us pretty much into the deep freeze. It only has us going to about 28 degrees by the time Monday hits, 31 on Monday, and the warmest we get is really 36 for a little while, back down into the 20s, mid-30s, back down to the low, maybe even into the 20s again. You get the idea. We've got a little bit of a cool down coming on with this. So certainly something we'll keep an eye on. As far as the cold pattern is concerned, it seems like we've got that locked in, and I do believe that we'll have the cold pattern down. So if we get any major systems move in, we've certainly got a good chance for snow temperature-wise. Unfortunately, it just doesn't look like the northern branch of the jet stream wants to cooperate well with the southern branch of the jet stream. Most of the models, well, really all the models right now are keeping them separate. You need those two to sort of start to phase together a little bit closer so that we have cold weather from the northern jet stream phasing up with moisture from the southern jet stream. That's when you can get your big accumulating snows, and that's what we saw earlier in December when we had that big accumulating snow event. Doesn't look like anything is like that is in the near forecast right now, but we will keep an eye on it. Go to southernindianaweather.com. You can get the 7-day forecast. High of about 50 tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. Enjoy the warmer weather while you can. Again, the Euro was saying about 46 on Sunday. I think that's a little bit aggressive. I've only went with a high of 43. Pretty much a mostly cloudy day with some rain showers early in the morning. Should clear out probably by the afternoon, but some snow flurries possible by late that evening. Again, no accumulation, but then you notice as you go through the week, we have a chance of a few snow showers on some of the days, but really I've only got a high of 31 at our highest 28 and 31 for the rest of your week. So certainly cold weather in play, and as you can see, it just doesn't look like there's an end in sight to that. But I suppose it's getting that time of the year. Normal temperature right now, though, is around 40 degrees for us, so it looks like we're going to be a good 10 to 12 degrees below normal on some of our days next week. One thing real quick I want to mention, I'm in the process of developing an app for smartphones. I'm looking at hopefully getting this done by February. So if you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Southern Indiana Weather, you can get a little bit of a preview here with it. And if you own a business, as I say, I'm currently looking for sponsors for our mobile app, and that would be a great way to get your business exposed to literally thousands of people on a daily basis as this app becomes popular, as I expect it will. So you can email me for more details. My email here, southerninwx@gmail.com. Love to talk with you about very reasonable prices for those who would be willing. And by the way, if you've got an idea for features in the phone right now, it's looking like a good interactive radar along with the 7-day forecast, current conditions, and access to our YouTube videos so that you could watch those with convenience right on your phone. I'm thinking of a few other things to put in there as well. I just haven't mentioned them yet. But feel free to interact with the comments and let us know some of your favorite features from some of the weather apps that you use. Maybe we'll be able to write those into there. So that's it for tonight, and I'll have more updates to come. Maybe we'll get a little bit more active weather for us. Right now, it's frankly just a little bit boring, but that's okay. We could use the boring weather. For Southern Indiana Weather, I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night, folks, and I'll see you next time.